getting out the mid part of the day. The elk are all bedded up. It's been dead quiet all day long. I heard some bugles early this morning, but they shut down pretty quick after sunrise.
This episode is brought to you by Eclipse and Werewolf Broadheads. You can check them out at eclipsebroadheads.com. So we were up here a few years ago and had a pretty cool stalk on a little bull on a day that was just super windy. They came by us in a saddle and it was so windy and the brush was moving around. We were able to basically just get in behind them and kind of walk across that open ground. And we ended up getting to within about 20 yards of that little bull, but never could get a shot. When I finally got that close to him, he was standing behind a bush and just never presented himself. So sometimes it goes your way and sometimes it doesn't.
That's how it goes.
About 20 yards.
Seems a lot longer than that.
Didn't have a clear shot.
Nope. You never stepped out from behind that tree there.
Oh well, that was fun.
That was cool.
Let's go find another one.
But this, we're sitting on top of this ridge here, and there's a bunch of white bark pines, which is what we're sitting under here. And this tree, if I had to guess, I'd guess it's probably 500 years old. But this tree is healthy. But if you go along this ridge, you'll see skeleton after skeleton, just old, dead white bark pines. And there's actually a disease, an introduced disease called white pine blister rust that affects white bark, western white pines, and it's just about wiped out white pine in North Idaho. But you can go along here and see healthy trees like this, and then dead trees as well. And it's kind of like watching natural selection play out. You know, these are the trees that are gonna propagate. And there's also, if you watch, there's Clark's Nutcracker. The bird, black and white bird, real long beak, and they eat these seeds and they cache them. They'll come along here, they'll pick the seeds out, but they're one of the primary seed dispersers for these trees here. But birds' brains are wired differently than ours. Our brains aren't very efficient, but this little bird that's no bigger than, maybe a little bit bigger than a blue jay, and I can't remember exactly what the numbers are, but they cache thousands and thousands of seeds, and they can recall with 90-something% accuracy where they've cached every one of those seeds. And that's pretty amazing.
We spent the remainder of the third day huddled by a fire, either on this ridge or tucked into a stand of subalpine fir. The elk were totally inactive, and to avoid blowing them out of the places where I knew they'd be, so were we. This is the third day that we've been hunting, and it's the third day of crappy weather and shifty winds. The experts are calling for a change in the weather, and I'm hoping for a change. They're actually right this time. When trying to get within longbow range of an elk, a steady wind is critical, and that is what I've been waiting on. I'm crossing my fingers that tomorrow we get just that.